Alright, today we're doing another build of a cafe. For this one, I recently saw a little Simsy's video on where she did one build, but in the exterior it looked like it was different shops, I believe. I don't remember, it's been a while. It's also been a while since I have uploaded. Um, Almost a month. I think it, honestly, we did hit the month mark, but I've got busy and I just needed, take care of things, so I didn't have time to be building. One thing I was curious about that I've heard, I hope it's not true, but there's gonna be in-game ads when you play Sims. I'm not sure if that's true, but I've been hearing about that. If you do know about that, please let me know, because that is something that is definitely not enjoyable. But yeah, if that is true, then I feel like I know with the whole EA selling, or what is it, the EA buyout, that a lot of people are wanting to move away from it, which is totally understandable. Which kind of also sucks at the same time because the Sims. I mean, this is how old is this? Since the start, I think it's about 25 years. I'm not sure we've hit, but yeah, just crazy to think that we're just gonna leave the game, but we'll see how things go. But yeah, let's just focus on the build for a second. For this one, I did try to be conscious of packs because I know, like, referring back to Little Simsy, I was watching her video, and also she's very good at being conscious of using limitations with packs or not doing too much, because I certainly get carried away and I try to give it all, but I won't. I mean, we'll see how many I did. I think I did decently, but yeah. For this build, I wanted to do a cafe, just because I feel like the world of Burnton Bay gives me that, like, small town, autumnal city kind of vibe, and for that I wanted a cafe. So yeah, also did in this far right little square building, I did a little tiny bookshop, which I know it's not really, I mean, it's just a nice thing to have for your Sims to be reading at the tables of the cafe to give that kind of vibe. But yeah, you could probably actually do this lot as a, what is it? Well, not multi-purpose, but a small business lot, just so the Sims can be, like, actually reading as much, because I did play or test it a bit just to make sure the Sims can walk through everywhere and the Sims are not going to the bookstore or, like, reading books or anything, at least on their own. You can definitely make them do that, but that's just an option. But I kept this as a cafe just because that is the main part of the build. So yeah, the brick building here and then the building in the middle are both the interiors of the cafe. So it is one shop, and then obviously that was kind of like that was the inspiration from Lone Susie's video where she did. I can't even remember what she built. I think it was also a restaurant of sorts. I'm not sure. I really can't think of it on the top of my head. But yeah, she did that. That's one thing I love. Like, I was trying to build while I was, like, not uploading, but I just couldn't think of anything because I was doing the world of Willow Creek, rebuilding it with strictly base game. But I kind of lost interest in it. I'm not sure if it's just because of, personally, I don't know how it is for you guys when you guys build, but I just like building community lots instead of residential lots. I don't know what it is about it, but residential lots, for some reason, I just don't really feel, I don't have an interest for, which I really want to, start building stuff, because not everybody wants community lots all the time. Sometimes it'd be nice to have a house. And, and yeah, so I would definitely have to get better at that, but for now, I'm going to be building a decent amount of community lots. I also want to build challenges again to work on my creativity as well as my perfectionist tendencies that are very hindering, to say the least. But yeah, also want to say, usually I, like, the way I edit this, I cut out things and just show, like, for example, I would build ahead of time, then you'll see me put the stuff back. For this part, for the most part, I would say I built this live. Well, not live, but you know, I'm trying to say I'm just recording the process entirely. But I do want to get into doing some more Let's Build formatting videos, but then again, have to work with time and everything. So I don't know if that's going to be, you know, achievable. I'm going to actually start doing videos once a week, and that's going to be on Fridays, just because that will make it easier for me as well. Hopefully that will help with my consistency, because I definitely overachieved or overestimated how much I can get, or the 2 videos a week. So that's gonna be another change, but yeah, I definitely want to make my channel more fun and interesting, just because I mean, this is a hobby, so it's not like, but at the same time I want to put effort into my hobby. But yeah, if you guys have any like recommendations of what can make things more interesting to watch, because I am also trying to learn that too, just because I feel that, especially the way I watch YouTube lately, it's just like a nice thing to put on the background while I'm doing stuff, while I'm cooking or cleaning or whatever the sort. So I definitely want this to be interesting as well. So bear with me as I do that, because I also am kind of using this as a way to get myself to talk more, because I don't really talk that much throughout the day. I'm just behind the computer typing, so I don't really talk as much. So definitely want to do that. Oh, so I want to say here, I like the idea at first. I ended up scrapping it because I think I put something that blocked something. I'm not sure, but I can actually probably back, because I put a bookshelf, but the bookshelf wasn't that tall. But the whole point of these little posters were to maybe be like the new books they have, or if they have any signed books, like stuff like that, they can put on display. I also really like how I did the wall decor on the windows. I know that's not like that's not groundbreaking or anything, but I never done that before, which is very odd, because like, I don't know how I didn't think about that before. But yeah, I definitely want to be doing that a lot more. And yeah, here I did on the front just like a little donation center, because I know, well, I don't actually never been to like a proper bookstore, well, especially one like hand-me-downs or used books. But I figured like a donation center would be a nice little thing, and I put, you know, these books here, that little receding coin or change thing, just to be like a little donation jar and stuff of that sort. So I definitely want to try, you know, I definitely added stuff like that. And yeah, I'm trying to think what else I did. Oh yeah, I was looking for a while how to do this comic books. But yeah. Oh, speaking of comic books, this is not really, oh yeah, well, first of all, I'm currently watching One Piece. If anyone watches anime, I started this. I had to do a little rant on this. I don't know how people finish so fast. I'm personally not a binger. I would not love to be, I wouldn't say that, but I watched like 8 episodes and I think I'm binging. I'm like doing so good with it, but people really finish it. I'm going on like 5 or 6 months since I started the show. Well, not really. Okay, I'll tell you. Honestly, I first watched the anime when the season 1 of the live action came out. So I started my first episode. I was scrolling through my watch history, and I started the episode in 2025, January 1st. But here, I watched like a few episodes, and then I stopped watching it. Then I went back to watching more in July or June of 2025, and then I didn't watch it at all. And then I went back to it in February this year, and I'm more consistent. So from February to now in July, I've been consistent, and I'm on episode. That's the thing about sharing stuff online, because people spoil things, and it's hard to be like, I'm already spoiled online. So, which I'm not really too mad about personally, because I was watching JJK, was my last anime I watched. I know the entire storyline of that, and the show's not fully out yet. I'm also not a manga reader. I just purely watch just because I'm more of a visual person. That's more interactive for me and fun to watch, especially because I love animation. Like, I wanted to be an animator as a kid. That was like I really thought this was my dream job until I took an art class, and then I didn't want to be doing stuff every week. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna last for being an animator. Like, this is literally the job you have to do. But that's a lot. So, you know, out of respect to the animators out there, Speaking of respected animators, with the Avatar movie coming out, I have not seen the leaked version. I'm waiting for the one coming out on the 25th of Paramount. Also, they're apparently going to do it in theaters, but only in 2 locations. Yeah, so I'm also currently watching Avatar Last Airbender. I mean, it was on when I was a kid on TV, like after coming home from school, I would see it on, but I never really was an avid viewer. But now I'm watching it, trying to get it done by the time the movie comes out. I think it's only on Paramount in the 25th of July of this year, 2026. So hopefully, I feel like I'll be getting done with that because I am watching that with my brother, and he's better at encouraging me to go a little more in terms of watching, because if it was just me, it would be a while. But yeah, a little side rant. Don't know why I had to say that, but yeah. Anyway, let's talk back about the build. Here, actually, what was I gonna say? Yeah, it's a very small shop, but I feel like this is very, especially the world of Burlington Bay, I just imagine little small mom and town shops, like very community-based shops. That's the kind of aesthetic or vibe I get from this sort of town. But I'm kind of curious, what is your guys' interpretation of Burlington Bay? Because Burlington Bay to me is like in those typical movies, like the movie, like what's that movie? Practical Magic, like a town like that. Just a small town vibe, you know? Which I could have said that, I don't have to make a movie reference, but yeah, that's just what I imagine Burlington Bay to be. So yeah, little small shops, little cafes, stuff like that. So that's why I thought this was the perfect lot to be, just because I wish you had more lots like this, which is kind of like exit the town, because you know across the street, or if you do know across the street from this lot here, there's that row of like other shops, and I would love more stuff like that, just because personally, like I said, I do more community type lots, so I feel like that would be nice. And also there's other lots around this area here, but they're more on the pier. So I didn't want to build right on the pier, just because I felt like this just didn't fit to me. But yeah, very fun build. I'm really proud of this build. I think it's a really nice build. Not my favorite I've ever done. I don't know, it's kind of, I don't know why I have to always judge my builds. I'm always saying in my videos, it's not my favorite, I did this one better, this one's not that good. I don't know why I do that. I need to stop doing that. But yeah, love that look. I need to start being more positive about what I do. That's another reason why I'm not building as much. I really do need to work on my perfectionism, because that's not a good thing at all, always. Yeah, I just love the look of this shop. Now I'm saying that. I know I said I'm not being positive, but now I'm looking at it, it's just like, it's a nice little shop. But yeah, also the book sizes are huge. Like the shelf we have on the right, I mean, that's some big books, but I mean, I probably could have sized that down a bit. But I just like the height too, just because I don't know what size wall heights I use for this build. I think it's the medium wall heights. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's medium wall heights, because I did use that big door from, what is it, Business and Hobbies. I use the, out of that pack, I mean, I feel like that's the pack I use the most, honestly. I just use it a lot. Also, there's gonna be like an update or something in the game. Once I open the app on the 21st of July, there's gonna be some updates, so it says check your mods. I mean, they say that all the time, but yeah, I had to. There's like a lot of things on The Sims where it's just like, it's just a weird thing. I wonder what's the psychology behind that we just play and then we just get tired of it. Like the very love-hate with the game. Aside from the business effects of it, or business side of it, rather. But yeah. It's like, I think that's how it is when doing anything creative, or it's just always, you love it and then it stresses you out. But yeah. Also, now we're focusing on the interior of the build. I definitely wanted to get that nautical coastal vibe. That's why I went for this like light, breezy color palette. But yeah, I want to say this about the chairs. I do like the chair on the second one from the left. I wish I'd have went for that one. But I just like the different, like this woven the seats on the chairs I went with here. It kind of ties back to like the gold accents and this warm, or not warm, but the wood we have using. And yeah, I just feel like I want to tie it in just because I don't want to feel too, like, it kind of reminds me, what is that store with this is all the pots and pans? Williams Sonoma, I believe is the stop. It just feels too much like that a bit, if that is the right store. But yeah, I just felt like I just, you know, not interesting. But then I went ahead and basically ignored what I just felt, and I made this entire bathroom all blue, which is, yeah. I wasn't sure about this bathroom. I mean, I probably could have changed it, but I just know it's just a bathroom. I'm not really too picky with bathrooms personally, so I just kept it all blue. And just because it's, you know, it's a nice shade of blue, and it's also all from, what is it, base game and cats and dogs pack items. So again, I was trying to be very conscious of that. Also, this like brick you see poking through the door, that's just like the accent detail. Hopefully it doesn't, I don't know if it bothers you guys. I was able to overlook that just because I love the look it gives to the outside, a little detailing. I actually used a reference image for this build, so I will pop up right here. I'm a little late to do the reference image, but yeah, that's what I got, and so I definitely wanted to have that come across with the exterior. And yeah, I just feel like this is like a fun, cozy shop, and I definitely wanted to feel like a small town popular shop. But yeah, also did a little seating here in the entrance, even though it's not, well, I would say this cafe doesn't seem like a cafe that would get busy. I just feel like that's the place that someone can, you know, sit down and chat with. Like, you know, cafes usually have a more cozier spot to sit, so that's what I did with this here. And yeah, lots of fun. Like, I try to be fun, like, and like warm with the curtains, as you see there. I was really struggling between what curtain to use. I was going for some blue, but I was like, it's a bit too much blue. And then I decided to add the blue in because you know the door is blue. I added some blue back in with that, what is it, not decorative wall, I'm not sure. Also this owl, I really like this owl just because it went with the colors as well, like the bathrooms, the red and blue, and then also the blue, a lot of blue going on. But yeah, and I also haven't really used that owl before, honestly. So another thing I also saw, I'm getting a lot of inspiration from Little Simsy lately, where she does builds with items she has not really used before. I definitely want to do that as well. I also want to do more Let's Play formats, just because, you know, just switch it up in the speed build formatting. But I'm still a little bit like camera shy, so I'm like, that's still an issue for me. I'm still not even confident talking in front of like the mic. So yeah, a lot of work on that, but I definitely want to, you know, put effort into this channel, so bear with me while I try stuff out, and please feel free to leave constructive criticism because this is definitely a learning process for me, but it's definitely fun at the same time. I mean, I really do love building, and yeah, so I was gonna think if I added a whole kitchen. I don't know why I always feel like I need to add a kitchen to this cafe's, just because like realistically you would need one, but in the game it is not needed. So as you saw right there, I was trying to like struggle. I was like, how am I gonna fit the fridge? But then I realized we don't need a fridge. Also, by the windows, I end up using that. Also, another cat and dog item, like just to display what I imagine is Brindleton Bay. And I was originally gonna do some seating there, but I just felt that we have a decent amount of seating. I don't think we need to put too much in there. Because then again, I was gonna make that the little waiting area, but I felt like the waiting area doesn't feel like this place would have a waiting area. So I opted out of that. Then here I am just making sure there's plenty of light in this build, just because with high ceilings, lighting, as you know, can get tricky. But yeah, with all that being said, hope you guys enjoy speed build, watch the video tour, and I'll see you guys next week. Take care, bye.